Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Right-Way Detailing's YouTube channel. As you guys will see right here, got a really awesome treat for you guys today at 2005 Ford GT. We're going to do paint correction and a Ceramic Pro bronze exterior package. So just keep in mind, I don't have like perfect GoPro footage. This is a couple cell phone bits and clips from our Instagram, so please bear with us on that. I wish I could have got a really awesome edit of it, but it was just me. We had a ton of vehicles to ceramic coat for this particular customer, but they're all exotics and crazy American supercars. So let's go ahead and get right into restoring this Ford GT and protecting it. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Christian with Right-Way Detailing, your local certified Ceramic Pro installer. So we got a very special vehicle, as you can see here, and for our bronze exterior package with the wheels off upgrade. So we got a lot of work on this Ford GT. Want to make sure this thing is absolutely flawless. The whole front end is done in XPEL, but we are going to go ahead and jewel polish some of the XPEL just to remove any little imperfections in that, any little scratches, and then we're going to do a two-stage paint correction. Remove the wheels, deep clean them. So just wanted to give you guys a quick before shot of what we're working with. We're gonna have a lot of videos and pictures on this through the process, and we'll show you guys the final result. So we're gonna get this thing fully decontaminated, deep cleaned, bring it into the shop, and then do the paint correction. So we'll get you guys in and show you the actual you know, the way the clear is right now, show you any scratches or things that we're gonna be getting out. So definitely blessed to have a vehicle like this. So we're gonna go ahead and get moving on it. Just wanted to show you guys what we got for today, so stay tuned for more. Here's a quick reference of how the paint is looking on the Ford GT before we have touched it. So just want to show you guys there's tons of little tiny little water spots. This thing has definitely been hit with a rotary buffer. Really tight swirl marks all over the place. You can see all in here. Come down here, drop down in here. Just, I don't know why, but many dealerships in different places, I don't know really who touched this, but they like to use rotary buffers. I would never touch this type of vehicle with that. If we were, it would be color sanding, doing that, and then following that up with at least 2 to 3 stages of dual action polishing, you know, jeweling, polishing, compounding, things like that. And then really another telltale sign is as you come in through here, there's a lot of staining. So them trying to angle the buffer and they're hitting the trim. Really nasty situation. I don't know why people do things like that. And then you can see all the rubber just caked up with compound. It's been stained. You know, there's really no reason to use a rotary polisher anymore, especially with the Rupes Mark III. That's what we use. You know, there's just caked up, you know, all the little edges in here. You can see. I'll put my finger for reference. So you can see right here, these little edges, that's them hitting it. And then same thing up in the trim up here. There's just compound built up. So that's all the little details that separates a true high-end detailing company. Not necessarily doing high-end cars, but high-end detailing means very meticulous detailing. Getting into all the little cracks and crevices, getting all this compound out. You know, on a vehicle like this, you know, this is $400,000 to $500,000 value now. Sometimes, depending on which spec it is, a little more maybe. There's no reason to do that. Invest and buy the machine and do it correctly. That's why we have all the machines to do this stuff correctly. We have 1-inch polishers. We have even smaller polishers than that. So we have, you know, 1/2-inch little tiny stuff, and then the little shocks just aren't holding this thing up anymore because it's worn out. But you know, little 1-inch polishers, 3-inch, all the way up to 5 and 6-inch. You know, to do the job correctly, get around the mirrors, get this little area. We'll tape this all off, polish this with a 1-inch polisher. You know, this isn't really necessary to polish, but we are going to try to go over it with a jeweling and what's called a finish pad, a very, very soft pad on the X-Bell, just to kind of clean up some of the scratching and things like that. Some of the stuff actually might self-heal because this has not been out in the sun for years, I would assume, because it's been at a different exotic dealership for a while indoors. I'm sure it's been indoors for a while here. So I just want to show you guys all the swirl marks. It's a little bit worse in person, but just all through the edges there's little holograms and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and get all that fixed up. That's the type of paint correction that we do on these vehicles. So this 4GT definitely needs it. It's going to definitely be, I mean, it's an absolutely epic, legendary vehicle, but you know, you need somebody like us to come in and really bring this thing to a level 10. Right now it's at, you know, like a 7.5, 8 with the paint condition that it's in. We're going to bring this thing to a level 11, above a 10. So it's going to look absolutely flawless. People are going to walk by and not see a single swirl mark or little water spot. That's our goal. So we've got a lot of things to do to this thing, but it's definitely going to be worth it in the end. It's going to pay off. All the results are going to pay off. So these are all the swirls. So once we're all finished, because like I said, this is all before. Once we're all finished, we'll come back, bring it outside when it's all done, and show you guys the final result. You're going to see 50-50 shots. This is an iPhone. It just shows the quality and the condition of the paint a little bit better than a GoPro can show. GoPro's more for kind of just live action videos. But yeah, this is just the condition of the paint. So I wanted to show you guys that before we actually went in. So this is fully stripped. So this is, there's nothing left on the paint. There's no waxes, no sealants, and that's what it looks like underneath everything. So got a lot of work to do. Really excited to take care of it. So we'll see you guys throughout the different processes. So what we're going to do now is get this thing pulled in, and we're going to start the paint correction. But first we got to wipe it all down with some more alcohol prep, and then we're going to tape everything off, and then we'll start the paint correction process. So once again, we showed you guys the before, so I just want to get a quick close-up of the paint on the 4GT. It's actually a little bit worse in person. I got really bright lights. Just basically they went over the paint with a wool pad on a rotary buffer and just did a quick buff on it. That is not the right way to do things, and you know, they could have even done a heavy cutting compound with a microfiber pad and just left it and not finished it, which left the heavy swirls inside the clear. So this was basically unfinished, and it's just been left like this. It's not the right way to do things, and dealerships and some other different people, maybe the previous owner had just a quick polish job done to it. That's not the right way to do things. Your paint should not be all doled out and, you know, tons of swirls and little water spots. This is how it should look. So we'll pan over here. You can see the difference in here, all the water spots. Come over here to our test area, and this is how the paint on the 4GT should look. So this is the right way to do things. You can see how clear and how deep, and then we start coming this way. That's where you get all the holograms of the swirls and the water spots. And then about right there, that's where we started doing our two-step correction. So we just did a quick two-step, you know, actual correction. We just did a test area to see which combination was going to work best. And our Americana Global system that we use worked out perfectly. So that's really how the paint should look. And this is no ceramic coating. So straight up in the light, perfect. That is what your paint should look like when you have it professionally detailed. If it doesn't look like that, you're not getting your money's worth. So we're going to go ahead and continue that process on the 4GT. all the way up to the doors and mirror area, and then this actual front fender, and then the basically front trunk is done in clear bra. So we're actually going to test a small little area, see if we can jewel polish it just to kind of clean it up. It's a little worn out. It's got some different little imperfections in it, and you can see how much tape we got going. This is how it should be taped off. Whoever did this detail job before, maybe it was at a dealer or something like that, not sure, but whoever did it before really stained all the rubber and all the seals. They stained everything with compound. It's very, very sad to see a vehicle like this, and you know, there's plenty of others in here. You know, you get body shop style polishing people to touch the car, you're not going to get really what the paint should look like. So we like to pride ourselves in being paint refinement specialists. So it's a little bit different. We're refining the finish to absolute perfection, the best that the paint can go without getting into extremely aggressive methods. You know, if there is some wet sanding involved, we can do that as well, but it's not always necessary. We can get a really good, we use very, very expensive machines, very expensive pads, and very expensive polishing liquids and compounding liquids to achieve results like this. So we're going to continue that process. Like I said, we got a lot of work. We got to get in here with all the little tiny baby polishers, little 1-inch, and get all that cleaned up. And then we're going to try to get that mess cleaned up that the other detailer or whoever caused all the staining, we're going to get all that out of there as best as we can. And then we will most likely tomorrow be starting the ceramic coating process with our Ceramic Pro bronze package. All right, everyone, so I'm going to go ahead and actually voice over these next couple clips because we had a lot of background noise with the private warehouse that we're in. They have an employee that works on some of the cars and things like that. And I had to get some of the last step kind of filmed. As you can see here, this is just a kind of the last point where the correction is getting finished up, and you can see how beautiful the paint looks now. We were really fighting a lot of compound and polishing residue actually stuck in the paint and also in all the cracks and crevices. You can see here just some of the marring and the scratching that was there previously. Like I said, it just had a quick buff from a dealership, and it's actually surprising. This place is a full-blown exotic dealership. I would think they would spend a lot more on detailing to make sure they're nice, but no big deal. We're coating now the brake caliper with Ceramic Pro wheel and caliper. You'll see in the next clip also us doing Ceramic Pro top coat on the inner fender well plastic. So as the video is going to start ending shortly, you'll see just some photos that we put up through our Instagram that are kind of now like a video. That is the actual after results. We could not get the Ford GT outside to film it, which kind of sucked, but hey, we were able to kind of get a lot of nice little photos of kind of the true detail. You really got to pay attention to the car to really appreciate all the engineering and everything behind it. It's such a beast of a vehicle. It's actually very intimidating almost when you're around it, really paying attention to it, getting down low, you know, looking at the exhaust, the rear diffuser. It is a mean car, well worth the protection as well. So, you know, the old days of waxing and doing stuff like that is completely gone. So that's why we did our bronze exterior package. So you can see the difference there just on plastic. Imagine what it does for your paint. So here, after this clip right here, you'll start to see some final results on the paint. So watch, you'll see, look how perfect the paint is under paint match lights. So Ceramic Pro bronze package, what does that do? Gives you a 2-year warranty. These are obviously going to be not touched or driven, so I mean, you don't really got to do with a gold package like that on these vehicles. The owner had a lot, so he kind of wanted to save a little money. I don't blame him. We do 1 layer Ceramic Pro top coat on all the paint and trim, 1 layer of Ceramic Pro glass on all the glass, 1 layer of wheel and caliper on the entire wheel and the painted caliper. And of course, we coat different little things, do some little details like you see right here, just clean the engine bay up and all that. So that pretty much sums up the 2005 Ford GT. You'll see some final pictures right here from our Instagram. I really appreciate you guys tuning into this video. I wish we could have had a really cool kind of in-depth video, but we were working with you know, the people inside the warehouse as well, so we had to be mindful of that. We couldn't get the best audio, so hopefully this really kind of helps you guys see the Ford GT for what it really is and our work on it. So if you have any questions, make sure you comment below, email us, contact us on all of our social media, follow us on Instagram. Also hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this content, and we got a lot more coming for you guys, so don't miss out. We'll see you on the next video.